Hello everyone. I am Alok Kulkarni working as an assistant professor in Department of Electrical and Elect. So this is a syllabus for this particular course for the VTU University. So in this, as we are aware of, we are having a 5 modules. So in module 1, we are going to study about heating and welding. So different types of or different methods of heating a particular application. So we are going to study. So in this heating and welding, we are going to concentrate on electrical heating, resistance ovens, and so on. So the different types of heating methods we are going to study in this particular module. And also we are going to study the various welding process which is involved in our application, various application we are going to study that too also. Apart from heating and welding, in this module we are going to study about electrolysis, which we already familiar with the electrolysis process, I think so. So Faraday's laws of electrolysis and definitions, the various aspects related to the electrolysis we are going to study in this particular chapter. Okay, so in module 2 we are going to study about illumination. Okay, so there are various laws of illuminations are there. We are going to concentrate on those laws and how radiation, energy radiation and illumination efficiency can be found out for the various lamps, so such as electric lamps, CRT lamps, cathode ray, cold cathode lamps. So there are different types of lamps are there. For that we are going to find out its illumination efficiency in this particular module. In module 3 we are going to concentrate on electric traction. So we are going to study what is this electric traction means and how we are going to utilize it to find out the speed time curve for the train movement. We are going to concentrate these various aspects in this particular module. Okay, so the next chapter in this module is how to control the various motors. So there are different types of motors are there. So how you are going to control the various motors we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. Okay, so now moving to the module number 4. In module number 4 we are going to study about the braking mechanism. Okay, so in module number 3 we studied how the momentum can be carried out for the various trains we are going to study. So once the momentum takes place in the train, so ultimately we need to stop at the particular stations, right? So for that reason we need to study about the braking mechanism which we are going to utilize in our trains. Is it clear? So ultimately we need to discuss about the braking mechanism also. Then in this particular module the another chapter is electric traction system and power supply. So how you are going to provide a supply to your various motors we are going to discuss in this particular module. Okay, so this is the continuation part for the module 4. Okay, so after we know the various supply, various kinds of supply can be given to the our motors which are employed for the train. Then we are going to study about what are the trolley buses and various types of other devices or other vehicles apart from the electric tractions. Okay, so in module 5 we are going to study about electric vehicles. So this electrical vehicles or hybrid vehicles, it is a very important topic because all the research, most of the research are carried on these electric vehicles. So more as we aware of, so our current market, now we want electric vehicles apart from our commercial vehicles, is it so? So the commercial vehicles are causing more pollution to our environment, is it correct? So for that reason we are going to study how the electric vehicles can be designed, or how you are going to have, what all the parts we are going to have in the electric vehicles we are going to study in this particular module. Okay, so these are the various topics we are going to study in this particular course. So we'll start with what? In module 1 we'll start with heating and welding process, For heating and welding process, we want what we require electrolysis, so that will be the second chapter. In module 2 we are going to concentrate on illumination. So how lights will be, how you are going to illuminate light intensity from the various lamps we are going to study, and we are going to calculate the illumination efficiency of different kinds of lamps in module 2. And in third module we are going to study about electric traction. So how you are going to start the train, how the momentum will take place in the train, on the different aspects related to the traction we are going to study in module number 3. So once we start the train, so ultimately we need to stop at somewhere point, right? So in next module we are going to study about the braking mechanism which we are going to use on our tramways or trains. So after that, in that module, once again another chapter is how to supply the electricity. So how we are going to supply the electricity to the various motors which are present in the electric trains, we are going to concentrate. So once we study about that, next in module 5, that is the last module. So this is the very important module for the future studies. So as we are going to study about electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles, so according to me it is a very interesting module for the future studies. Okay, so these are the various books which we are going to utilize for this particular course. So the textbooks textbook mentioned by the universities are a textbook on power system engineering by Chakrabarti, modern electric hybrid electric and fuel cell vehicles by Mahendra, and these are the some of the reference books we can refer for this particular course. So we'll now we'll start with the introduction towards this particular course. So what is this utilization of electric power means, we are going to study. So before starting with our course, first we need to understand what is this utilization of electrical power. So how exactly we are going to utilize the various kinds of power for our particular work, we need to understand. So for that, first we need to understand how energy conversion takes place, or the efficiency of energy conversion. Okay, so if we have more efficient energy, we already have, there will be less pollution, as we know. So if you want, if the particular system is efficient, 100% efficient, so the pollution created by that particular system will be very less, and it is very less. We are going to rely less on the foreign oil and increase domestic security. So when you are going to call the particular system as more efficient, if it produces the less pollution. So if I consider the commercial vehicle, as we know, the pollution created by the commercial vehicles are very high as compared to the electric vehicles. So whereas the electrical vehicles does. Okay, so what is this energy efficiency? So let us consider the one of the conversion devices. So let us consider our two-wheeler vehicle. So we need to convert certain input to the certain output. Is it clear? So in case of two-wheelers, what is the input provided? Input to the two-wheelers is obviously some kind of fuel, either it may be so if it is a petrol vehicle, so we are going to use a petrol as an input fuel, and output what we are going to have, ultimately some acceleration and losses. So we are producing some exhaust gases, right? So those will be the losses. So energy input, so what are the energy inputs so we can be utilized for the energy conversion? So it may be petrol, diesel. If in case of electrical vehicle, it may be an electrical energy. Is it clear? And the output what we are going to get, some kind of useful energy. So the output we are getting an acceleration of your vehicle, so that will be the useful output. To have this useful output, so we are going to have certain losses associated with these particular devices. So those losses are nothing but the energy dissipated to the surroundings. So through the silencer, we are going to exhaust some harmful gases to the environment. Is it correct? So in this way, we are going to convert certain input energy to the output with losses. So the efficiency is given by what? Efficiency is equal to the output is what? As we know, the to find out any efficiency, the basic definition is what? Output divided by the input. So here output is what? Useful energy divided by the total energy input provided to that particular device. So in this way, we are going to find out the energy efficiency of that particular devices. So these are the certain facts which we are aware of the energy scenario. So the globally 70% of total energy consumed with the help of some kind of fossil fuels like gas, coal, oil. So the total energy we are going to burn around 70% with the help of these fossil fuels. But in nuclear, we are going to utilize around 6% for renewables. We are having only 7% consumption is there. So most of the power plants, most of the vehicles are dependent on these fossil fuels. Okay, whereas the new renewable energy is very less as compared to these fossil fuels. In our country, 70% of energy from the coal plants. So most of the electricity produced in our country are of thermal power plants. So to operate those thermal power plants, we require the input to those plants as coal, so which comes under the fossil fuels. So the 70% of energy produced in our country depends upon what? The fossil fuel, that is a coal. So what is this energy conversion? What is this energy conversion? So conversion means we are going to provide certain input and we want certain output. So this is nothing but the conversion from input to the output, right? So what kind of and how we are going to convert that energy? That is a very important. So the objective of our conversion, energy conversion, is what? To utilize the electrical energy efficiently and economically. So we want as less as losses produced by the particular electricity company. So we need to utilize the electrical energy efficiently and economically. So the losses have to be very less, and to reduce those losses we need to reduce what? The consumption of fossil fuels. So we need to look for the alternative consumption of electrical consumption to produce the electrical energy. Either instead of using the coals, is it possible to use the nuclear energy? So we need to check it out for the alternative means of generating electricity. So, yeah, so we need to explore new places to the generate fuels. So this, in this way, we can increase the generation, we can increase the transmission efficiency, we can increase the utilization efficiency. So once it all depends upon what kind of the input we are going to use in our conversion. Is it clear? So the, if it is a fossil fuel, for the fossil fuels, the losses associated with the fossil fuels is much larger as compared to the other kind of fuels. So by choosing a correct input, so we can increase the efficiency of generation. If we increase the efficiency of the generation, we can increase the efficiency of the transmission system. So ultimately we can increase what? Its utilization, efficiency of the utilization also. So these are the efficiency of some of the common devices we are having right now. Okay, so the efficiency of electrical motor is around 90%. For the oil furnace it is around 65%, coal furnace it is around 55%, steam boilers it is around 89%, power plant, that to thermal power plant, see, check it out. So what is the overall efficiency of thermal power plant? 36 only. So if it is having the efficiency of this much, So what is the losses we are having? Exactly around 64% of losses is created in this thermal power plant. And in our India, so most of the generating stations are operated on coal. So look at the how much pollution we are producing in our atmosphere. So around 64% we are going to lose the energy in this type of power plants. So we need to look out for the some other alternate means of generating electricity. Is it clear? So in case of automobile, check it out, 25% efficiency. 25% efficient the automobiles are there. So remaining whatever the waste gases we are producing through these automobiles, those are the losses. And in case of fluorescent lamps, incandescent lamp, the efficiency keeps on decreasing. Okay. Electrical. Next, we are going to study about what? Vehicle efficiency on gasoline engine. So as I told, as we are here, so the 25% of gasoline is used to propel the car. The rest is lost as heat. So as that, for that reason, the efficiency is only 0.2 or 25%. So if you uh, utilize 5 gallons of gasoline for your car, so which means the we are going to utilize only 25% of that 5 gallon of gas to propel the electrical vehicle, or sorry, to propel your car. And the remaining 75% of the gasoline is illuminated to the atmosphere. So see the how much waste we are going to waste how much of energy in this particular vehicle. So only this 25% of gasoline we are going to use to propel the car. Okay, so these are some of the efficiency for light bulbs. For the extraction of coal, the efficiency is how much? 66. Transportation 8, 98, 94%. Electricity generation, yeah, as we are aware, so most of the electric generation depends upon the thermal power plant. So in thermal power plant, the overall efficiency of the plant is very less. Transportation of electric lighting is less. Incandescent lamps, the consumption of incandescent lamps efficiency is also very less. Okay, so the system efficiency of an automobile. So this is entire efficiency detail of the automobile vehicle. The production of crude oil, so this is the production. Then after producing the crude oil, we want particular oil, right? Either it may be a petrol, diesel, or gasoline. So after that we need to refine that crude oil. So this is the efficiency of refining. Then we need to transport to petrol pumps. uh, so these are the efficiency of those. Then thermal to the mechanical energy, or mechanical to, so we need to convert the energy now. So after that the mechanical efficiency of the transmission. So once that the efficiency is 10%. So it basically what does it mean is, so from the point of production of crude oil to the momentum of the vehicle, these are the various efficiency we are having. So the efficiency keeps on decreasing to our momentum of vehicle. So these are the various energy efficient lamps we are having. This is the incandescent lamp, CFL lamp, LED lamp. So obviously we know the LED lamps will consume less power as compared to the incandescent lamps. So these are the various tariff bills for that particular consumption of power we are having. So which means the LED that consumes less power as compared to the various lamps. So this is the brief introduction towards what is this energy conversion, how you are going to utilize the converted energy, and in what means we can utilize the electrical energy we have studied in this particular session. So in next session we'll start with the introduction to our course. So hope everything is clear. So if you have any doubt, please ask. Thank you.